First of all, the perfect way to start a video, I believe, is to start out scared, right? So just like look at that. Okay. Yeah, just start out a little bit scared. Okay. Now this wall. All right. The point up behind this wall is this is going to be something crazy. Something really crazy. There's a crazy thought behind this wall. This one right here is crazy enough. Do you see this? It's another 3 example, but it's in a different way of a 3 example. It's really creepy. It is really, really creepy. It is so creepy, like it is like that horrifying, like laboratory, all kinds of creepy stuff that you could think of. It's creepy, dude. It's so creepy. The spot that they have for this, because they're talking about something else. Yes, they're talking about something else. That's what's creepy about it. They're just talking about something else. Now, this wall should be known as what I would call like a wall of nightmares. I don't know what you would call this wall. This wall is pretty bad, dude. This wall has bent neck. Okay. So why would this wall have a bent neck? Okay. So why? That's a crazy part. We have to ask ourselves, why would it have that? It has short feet, but that looks like a shoe. So of course it's a little bit confusing. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit confusing, but it's still creepy because we have a bent neck. We have all kinds of stupid, evil, just the stupid, evil, creepy stuff. Like, for instance, even this. So when you start to like looking at a female, you know what I'm saying? When you start to like look at a female, maybe like you're just like looking at stuff. This looks like a limb attached. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Leg attached. Seams are so bad enough as it is. I try not to think about even the TS angle. The TS angle, I've heard there was like an emotional story. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but there's been this emotional story of a TS thing, and it scares people whenever they're like looking for stuff. You know what I'm saying? It scares them. There's an idea of how scary it can be trying to look for that stuff, right? So like there's like the caution that's on everybody's mind. Here's a 3. This. I don't know what thought we can get with this 3. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Here's just a 3, and we should have a thought. We gotta have a little bit of a thought. Tail, probably. It's probably talking about tail. Okay. So when I mentioned short legs, I'll tell you why short legs creeps me out a little bit. Short legs, we get to different secrets, right? So that's the whole premise of it. That's the whole premise that makes it so scary. Looking at that, sure, we have to have some kind of idea with this thing right here. Okay, so some kind of idea has to be going through our head with this. Mario Cake does not make anything easier. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Mario Cake does not make anything easier as much as we want something to be easier. That Fox game, that little Fox game that's on Xbox Game Pass. See what I'm saying? Little Fox game that's on Xbox Game Pass. Then we got this. So imagine this like as a head. Okay, so just try and imagine that as a head attached to something. See? So our little Fox game, right? Okay, a little Fox game. There's a lot of things we have to think about sometimes. It's just like a lot of ideas we have to think about. But I'm going to explain something to you. I at least have some kind of clue on something here because there's just a lot of crazy things. This thing's pretty insane for creature-wise. Creature is just insane. And the reason Creature is insane is Creature likes to go... Okay, Creature likes to also go into places it shouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Places it shouldn't go. And there's a whole thing behind that. That's why this has a little bit sad. So if you were to ignore this is like legs and an arm, like one arm stub, whatever, and you were to ignore this, see what I'm saying? If you were to ignore the legs, you'd get a face. You get a sad face. So there's a whole there's that whole spot, right? Creature's crazy, dude. Creature's is meant to be like some big project. This here's melons. Okay, so we always got to pay attention to any idea of melons, right? Of course, melon's going to be, next to a tail idea, right? It's crazy with all these codings, right? All these codings, all these ideas, that's the whole point. And then we go down here. See, we'll go down here. Oh gosh, our deleted Colossus friend, isn't he such a character? He is such a character, isn't he? Yeah, he's a character. Makes you kind of wonder what maybe happened to Wanderer, right? I hate looking at a face like this. See this face right here? I hate looking at this face. Because this face gives me that idea. It gives me a little bit of an idea. That's all it needs to do. It just needs to give me a little bit of an idea. See, there's another one looking like a face. A face connected, right? But yeah, face, anytime you see faces, but if the face does it right, if it does it the right way, that's why you have melons right above a face. See, so you're going to see melons not once, but twice, right? See what I'm saying? So you're seeing it twice. If you're good with imagination, like if you're good with ideas of imagination, this is where it starts to even get creepier. See how that thing has 2 up on the head? We cut this off. You begin to see how creepy this thing is. Another creepy thing about it is that we had a whole entire Yoshi game, where you could carry around the blue little baby Yoshi. Yeah, so there's just a lot of crazy ideas behind this thing. Okay. What I find also crazy about this is if we were to just cut out that perspective, if we just didn't want to pay attention to that perspective for some reason, okay, we were to cut that out and then we expanded our imagination, torso. That's a pretty creepy one there too. Torso is a pretty creepy thought process, when it comes to implicatinations and all that. Like, that's a thought. There's a thought to that. Yes, there is. There's definitely a thought to that. See, that's why we have something like this down here. Okay, so we have something like that. We have more connections. We just have connection. Doesn't help that our stupid friend Volva, right? Volva can look like this. So Volva can always look like this. Yeah, I don't... you can only imagine almost all the ideas that they have, especially when they're thinking about what a vulva can look like. Yeah, vulvas can look pretty. They can look pretty wild. Yeah, they can. Yes, they can. Yes, yeah, just a little. They could be a little intense. A vulva can be a little intense. That's why, Yep. Okay, so all right. Oh boy. This one right here. Also, if you want to know why the map symbol, okay, if you want to know what behind this map symbol, oh my gosh, dude. I hate that map symbol so much. Do you know I hate the map symbol? Map symbol makes me feel stupid, you know what I mean? Oh gosh, the map symbol makes me feel really dumb. Remember, I came up with this idea of stomp, right? Well, we always call for creature, right? But like, we have to put in our minds, we have to put somewhere in the idea of our heads that just maybe. See, this is why this game gets so creepy. Just maybe, once we use stomp idea. Okay, so we're going to use the idea of stomp. We get a face. See this creepy looking face we get? This is where it really starts to get creepy, by the way. It's gonna get creepy. It's gonna get creepy, dude. That's all it's gonna do. All it's gonna do is get creepy. This face right here. See, here's this. This is a concept of a face with a foot. Yeah, concept with a face and a foot. There's this idea. This is a crazy idea. What a crazy idea. Where's this one, right? You guys won't be ready for this one. This one's kind of like, we always get ideas behind rubs, we have to get, the reason we get by pinch, okay, so here's pinch and rub. The reason we get the idea behind that, by the way, is tail. We have to because of tail, but it's also, it does make sense because there is a spiritual belief, you know what I'm saying? Not just all perverted stuff, right? There's a spiritual belief that how this could happen, right? Because this could happen through spiritual stuff. And that's another caution and all kinds of stuff. So there's a whole entire idea behind that. When you start to see this thing right here, geez, you should be a little scared when you start to see something like this. People do not like seeing stuff like that, right? So we don't like seeing stuff like that. That's pretty good idea stuff too. This one up here, this one's hilarious, but it's creepy, but it's hilarious. I'll tell you what I mean. It's creepy, but it is kind of hilarious because it is true. If somebody gets carried away in their behaviors and their choices, right, and they decide their choices, they decide to be a little sucker, right? So they decide to be a sucker. You can commonly see things on their face. You know what I'm saying? You can commonly start to see something on somebody's face. So we got like an upside down face connected to another face. See? So there's a whole entire idea of understanding stuff, right? That's kind of like so they're giving a preview of something with this. This is just kind of like a little bit of a preview. Also, if you noticed about the 3 thing that I always talk to you about, that's the reason why I always talk to you about the 3 thing. Yeah, creepy, right? just a little creepy. That's why I always keep talking about this 3. Because if this 3 had a big emphasis on me. It had a big emphasis on me to say, I'm never going to forget you. That kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to forget you. That's what it took. It took me to just keep remembering about this thing. This right here. Oh my gosh, cartoon characters. Like if we need any, what I'm saying, if we need anything behind cartoon characters. Right. No, it's like so the link, see, they have to make it thin. With connection, they have to make it thin. They have to make these connections thin. They might be talking about something bigger with cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Like bigger with just cartoon ideas. A bigger picture, that kind of thing. Our horse just being our horse. Thank gosh for our horse, right? Our horse kind of helps, Horse helps a little bit. This face right here. Shin Megami Tensei feeling, right? With this face. Okay, so this face just has a whole entire Shin Megami Tensei. But I hate the light color right here because the light color is pretty messed up, Of course, the light color is messed up with soccer, all kinds of things, right? Now, maybe maybe there was another idea to Shin Megami Tensei. See what I'm saying? Maybe there's another idea to Shin Megami Tensei. Isn't it crazy if you see a diagonal to underwater to see a diagonal underwater? That's pretty creepy. I like how mysteriously creepy that is, just to have down below. Of course, this face looks like a Demi-Kid's character. We know which Demi-Kid character it looks like. See what I'm saying? Oh, welcome to Smile. See what I'm saying? Welcome to Smile, too, right with this one. I'll cut it out. I'll cut out the connection. Connection is around, too, yes. But, see, I try to cut it out for you guys just so you can understand that, just with Demi-Kids, there were some other ideas behind Demi-Kids, of course, Here's connection. I also look at Demi Kids. I do. I look at Demi Kids like a bigger project kind of thing, kind of like, let's make a pre-map and then let's make something like Shadow of Colossus or something, let's make a pre thing. Crazy always looking at stuff like this right here. This is what I'm trying to show too. Stub arm, we really want to see stub arm because now we're seeing stub arm connect. See, we're seeing this short little stub arm connect. Body looking like this. Guess what? There's actually really attractive females on our planet Earth that you can see. Very attractive females you can see that have a body like this. So that's pretty messed up of them to do, right? Yeah, that's a little messed up of them to do. Very attractive females that you will see, and then you're seeing something like this, right? But I mean, we got paintings, we got Cupid, we got all kinds of things, right? Faces. I wish I could give you a clear conclusion to faces, That's the thing. I want to give you a clear conclusion to conclusion. Ugh. Clear idea of it, I'm a little creeped out of this thing up here too. See this one? I'm creeped out, not just of it looking like a face, okay? That's not what's just creeping me out. What's creeping me out about it is that it's a form of, puzzle. It's a form of a puzzle. It's kind of like they're adding a face to something that's already creepy. Okay, so something that's already creepy, and now they're giving it a face. That kind of concept. Yeah, that's a pretty messed up concept. Oh my gosh, this pattern right here. See what I'm saying? They expand this pattern. Isn't that crazy what they do with this pattern? They do too many things with this pattern. Way too many things. They have too many ideas. Also, if we continuously start to see this thing, which I really don't want to try. Sometimes I just don't want to try and imagine. You know what I mean? Sometimes it creeps me out so much. I don't want to imagine that we keep seeing this thing and this is actually something, that's a thing. Because if we keep seeing it, right? But we have to keep seeing it. Teardrop had its whole, reason we're going back to this, Teardrop had its whole idea. And maybe if we put our finger on here where Teardrop is, yep. Okay. So stub arm, get used to stub arm. You know what I'm saying? There's some crazy idea at the teardrop, stub arm, and tail. Get used to the idea of this, because the only way we're gonna find our ghosts, right? The only way we're gonna end up finding our ghosts, which is a very desired thing for gamers, is we're going to have to accept different things in. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way we're gonna see it. We have to accept melons, because if we don't accept melons, how else are we going to get to our ghost? See, that's pretty creepy. How else do we get to a ghost? Oh, I don't know. We need some melons, right? Yeah, that sounds normal. that sounds so normal. I think there was one more spot of this too, because I don't know. You can get really lost in this stuff, dude. You can get really lost in this stuff. So there might just only be one more. Little idea of Diaboros down here. That's why we have Shin Megami Tensei stuff probably, and we have Demi Kids stuff, is because we have a little bit of Diaboros ideas down here. You never forget Diaboros because of Devil Survivor 2. You just don't forget it. Yeah, this one. Yeah, oh gosh, we're to the emotional one. That's why I'm saying we're to the emotion one. This one gave me too many emotional feels because first of all, we have this up here. Do you see this thing up here? Oh gosh, this thing right here. Creature's crazy, dude. Creature is insane because Creature works with color. Okay, so Creature can work with color. Also, it doesn't help that when we cut this off. See, if we cut this off, we get something different, right? But the crazy thing about Creature is Creature gives you a bad moment. It just gives you a bad moment of like, is is this creature scared? Is the reason finding these hidden creatures? Are they scared? Are they a little bit scared? Maybe. They might be scared. So maybe they're scared that they're just going to be, and that's kind of a bad problem too. Because if you were to think in a video game, it'd be like you're hunting something that just doesn't want to be hunted, you know? So there's that's why it's creepy, dude. It's a creepy idea of, no, you're actually you're the one that's hunting something down, you know? Now here's this up here. See how sneaky this one is? This one's sneaky with thin line, but its flying legs has to be sneaky. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a little bit sneaky. That's what makes the idea of it creepy. You know, it has to be a little bit sneaky. Where's the? I find this a nightmare too. As much, not as much as just like the idea of what I was trying to tell you before, but actually, guess what? Yeah, I still find this just as creepy. I'll tell you why I find this just as creepy. A little skinny thing like this, of course, looks like a human body up here too, by the way. But the little skinny shadow legs, okay? And then you go and see shadow legs, but there's Ico. Now, Ico, this is what's crazy. So Ico, what's the feeling that you get with Ico? That's probably the biggest problem. The feeling that you get with Ico is you feel like when you're, that people are so. I don't know where they are sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know where people are. Like all the Ico, the enemies in Ico. So he's overrid us. It's pretty simple what he's done. He's overrid us with, see, here's legs again. He's overrid us with shadows. See what I'm saying? Like he's overrid us with shadows. But the idea of removing shadows is the thing that's always behind my mind. And, we should still have kind of an idea. We should have an idea that something crazy can happen. And the reason we should have an idea is when they canceled Ico PlayStation 1, all the enemies were humans. So we should have somewhat of a little of an idea that this is pretty dang scary, This thing's really scary. Do you see this one right here? That's why we were looking at diagonal underwater. This one right here. This one. Man. If I ever do a tier list one day, let me tell you something. If I ever do a tier list, just know that if I do a tier list on creepy stuff, that this thing could be quite up there. It's something about it, just something about it. This wall feels nothing but creepy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I warned you. I said, this is nothing but creepy, right? It's just creepy, 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 creepy. You want to see a revert? Reverts are pretty crazy. I even hate, see, this is why we're talking about different things, right? It's sick, dude. Oh my gosh, it's sick. It's sick to see like Wanderer dead again, right? To see any form of looking like Wanderer is dead again. But it's also sick to see that this could be another human, right? But here's another thing that could be sick about it. There's so many things that could be sick about this. The different secret ideas, right? The idea of what's the idea behind smirk, right? Because of smirk, smiles, and all those. This is a common thing that people see. See this one right here, common thing. Twizzlers, all kinds of. This is a common idea, but that's what I hate most. You know what I'm saying? I hate most. We also got a diagonal right here, which explains. A diagonal right here is explaining the whole entire idea behind this creepy looking thing. But this thing feels a little bit creepy too. This thing can feel a little bit creepy, but this, what makes me so mad about this is that it's not just like the shadow. It has an idea of the shadow people in Ico, which is an evil thing to do to somebody. Just give them the idea of the shadow creatures in Ico. That's a very evil idea. because you still have a connection. See what I'm saying? You still have this arm being connected all the way down here. It's a very evil thing. Now, if you're a little confused by that, right? Or for some reason you're confused by that, because there's many ways to be confused by that. The revert is pretty creepy. Remember what I was showing you at the beginning of this video? I was showing you this over here, right? And then you have even a little bit up here, okay? Well, it sucks. It sucks. You know what I'm saying, sucker? It sucks. It sucks, man. Being played with, you know what I'm saying? The feeling of being played with, okay? Look at it upside down. See this feet that I keep showing upside down, right? Yeah, we're being played with, dude. We're being played with pretty crazy played with. Like just played with. A little too much, That's another form of creepy. Here's melons. Look at here. Here's a spot of melons. You know what's strange about this looking like feet, right? The positioning of feet, it's pretty good. It's pretty good positioning. But you know what's creepy about this thing too is oh gosh, of course there's a little bit of sucker idea to it too, But the creepy thing about this is another secret. See, that's another concept that's creepy, is taking the melons idea and then showing you about something else, right? From another video game. So that they have so many creepy ideas, it's not even right. You know what I mean? It's not right for them just to have another creepy thing. That's what explains this up here. See this up here? What actually explains this thing up here is this thing is using so many things that would make you not want to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? It's using the idea of things that would make you not want to pay attention, but it's using that to its advantage, and it's still scary. That's how we get up to here. See, we got to get up to here somehow. We got to get to our faces, right? So somehow we got to get back to our faces. Creature is insane. Isn't Creature insane? Creature is insane. We got a two-headed concept. See what I'm saying? That's a two-headed concept we got there. We have literally a two-headed concept off of Creature and off of Face. Off of Face and Creature, we have a two-headed concept. How many Yu-Gi-Oh cards do you know have a two-headed concept? Get what I'm saying? There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have two-headed concepts. Okay. Now, me studying this stuff always makes me laugh a little bit, dude. It's just so creepy. It's like, and then like them using demi-kid face ideas with a sucker idea. That's kind of, that's what makes me chuckle a little bit. Just like a little, just a little bit of that. Implication has to be somewhere. See what I'm saying? This down here, we gotta have melons and implication somewhere. Okay, so implication is it's one of the things that you need to study. It's an easy thing to study. Okay, it's just like but it's like a thing if you get used to. It's folklore. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things with folklore, cryptids, right? The angle of this isn't too bad. See this right here, this leg? The angle of that's not too bad. There's some ideas behind that. Yeah, they find many ways to make things look haunted, okay? So just they use a ton of ideas to make things haunted. Just a ton of ideas. This one right here. This one up here. See, we got split. Oh, so messed up, right? Let's have a human face with split. See what I'm saying? Let's have a human face with split. Gee, I don't know what we should do with that, right? Let's make a human face. Let's make the idea of a human face with split. Let's make it a little emotional looking too. Because when we cut it off, we can just, see. We can think of all kinds of things. Tomb Raider, you know what I'm saying? We can think of all kinds of things right there. Opening the eyes is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep my brain just a little bit focused. That's another thing that's hard about it is I have to keep my brain focused and I have to find a way. Because see, that's why I was talking about the spot of that leg right here. This looks like butt being shown again. Also, if females keep seeing the spot of this, you know, if we keep seeing fallen star, you know, eventually if we keep seeing a position of fallen star, because apparently for some reason fallen star is famous with this position. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole entire another thing. But you know what? I also like to look past distractions if I can, but I have to look past a distraction, right? Because if I look past a distraction, okay, got a little Diaboros down here. But you know, using a leg, right? See, using this leg, creature. See, here's a little bit of creature. Kayuyaku. Shimagami Tensei Kayuyaku. Whoa, right? Yeah, whoa is right. Whoa. This up here looks pretty disturbing. This thing right here, I hate when they cram different secrets in. You know, when they when they put in a different secret. See, we have to have an idea of sucker too. See, look at this face. Has to have a sucker sucking a human, right? Sucking a whole human. But that's the thing. Kayuyaku is right there. So Kayuyaku is right there. The positioning of this leg. Okay, all this sounds so creepy, right? But the positioning of this leg, we got a face even. The positioning of the leg is led to our 3 concept, right? And we even got a little hint up here. See, we got this hint right here. So it's a big project full of passion, love. You know what I'm saying? It's a big project full of passion, love, care, effort. It gets to everybody. And that's what makes it so awesome is it gets to people in different ways. So it's not just like, it's not like, oh, crust in the eye. You ever thought about crust in the eye, by the way? I've thought about crust in the eye. You've probably once or twice thought about crust in your eye. Crust in your eye is a pretty good one to think about. A little stupid happy face. Isn't that like all that creepy stuff? And it's like, yay, look at you stupid little happy face. Yep. Good way to creep somebody out real quick. Look at a bunch of creepy things, and then you see a tiny little face. And then look, they give you a little bit of an imagination idea other than just me trying to help you out. They give you an idea right here. See this tiny cute little face, and then they got right next to it a face looking similar to it but looking a little different, right? Looking creepy. So they give you a little bit of an idea. We also got to have, of course, another example over here of just something we hate. See, we gotta have examples of things we hate too. Zipper's pretty crazy, isn't it? Guess where the crazy thing that Zipper starts to get to you? It's Walking Dead. It's all kinds of things. It's jackets, right? There's so many things that Zipper can begin to get to you, but you have to like pay attention to Zipper. You know what I'm saying? You have to find a way to pay attention to Zipper. And then you have to like look at all characters. There's a ton of characters with jackets. There's action movies. You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of things behind Zipper. So Zipper's a really cool thing. If you get into like an idea behind lines, I've shown you how creepy a line can be. So that's why we always try to figure out about zippers. Look here, this line right here. I hate looking at lines sometimes because they can really disturb you. Implication of melons. An implication of melons. And then we got the shape even looking different. See how this shape looks different? They have to make the shape look different. They have to make this shape look different. It's so messed up, dude. It's messed up. I also think about times too. Think about of course we got legs, right? But think about this too. You want to think about this concept. Imagine You're a famous video game developer. You have to have this idea in your head, okay? You're a famous video game developer. And then there's another famous video game developer. And they're like literally giving you the angle like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you the angle like you can't do it. That's the same time a problem can happen, right? Problem can happen because they're being told that they cannot do it. And then they take some ideas and they, you know what I'm saying? They do some different ideas. And that's kind of like the example you get kind of that feel, you know, you get that feel that like somebody's not telling you something, you know, you also get that feel too. Somebody's not telling you something. There's this up here is hilarious. I think they made such a good character in Shadow of Colossus, the deleted characters. I often think sometimes the reason they made the characters like so interested in the deleted character, the deleted bosses, I always think to myself the reason they did that is they were like, let's make their head spin. You know what I mean? Let's make their head actually spin.